We're with Brad Peppo, the organizing pastor of First Street in downtown Dayton, Ohio. So, Brad, how has this COVID impacted the mission work there in Dayton?
Yeah, when we're feeling it, definitely feeling the effects of the virus, especially on our Sunday morning attendance. We do have a number of families that have some specific medical conditions that have prevented them from returning. We also have some folks who have been fairly faithful visitors, but the mask mandates that have been passed first in our county and then our state have been discouraging those people from coming back. So we've felt the punch of that quite a bit in the last few weeks. But as we talk to these families, even the ones that haven't been attending, we still have every indication that they're solidly committed long term to the work. And so really we're just very much looking forward to the time when all of this is over and we can begin to meet again as we had in the past. I'm sure everyone else is feeling the same way there.
Thank you. So how has this impacted outreach for the group?
Yeah, I guess my summary of that has been that many of the things that we had planned, it's definitely interfered. But then we've also seen some things that we hadn't planned come to fruition, some things that are really exciting. So first of all, back in the spring when COVID hit, we had 3 active campus Bible studies going at that time. And so all the campuses were shut down. All of those came grinding to a halt, which is fairly discouraging. It does look like out of the 3 and now 4 campuses that we have sort of in our orbit, that 2 of them in particular will be opening and will be allowing us to move forward. And actually in one of the groups, some students from the campus that we won't be meeting on probably be joining us at another nearby college. So that's good. And it remains to be seen exactly what that will look like and how the restrictions on the campuses will inhibit what we're able to do. But there's at least a good hope that we'll be able to continue and pick back up where we left off, at least on 2 of those campuses. Something else that's new is we recently began discussions with, and I've applied to be a volunteer at a local organization that matches non-Christian international students in our local campuses, matches them with Christian families and with Christian ministries and churches. We had a very good discussion with one of the administrators of that organization, and it looks like we're going to be involved in that coming into this semester. So we're hoping for that to bear some fruit as well. Probably the most exciting development that's been happening over the past few months, but most acutely in the last couple of weeks, is our relationship as an entire church plant with a local group of Turkish Muslim folks who live over on the east end of town. Long story short, we ended up last Saturday at our house hosting 3 families from this community along with 5 families from our church plant, and just had, first of all, just some fabulous Turkish food for breakfast, and then just some really super delightful conversation with these folks who were very open, very friendly, very eager to talk about culture, talk about politics, and extremely eager to talk about religion. We had a number of us that had some really in-depth conversations with some of these folks about the differences between Islam and Christianity. And it's gotten to the point now where they have proposed even they would like to start meeting bi-weekly for some Quran reading and then some Bible reading and then some discussion afterwards. So again, something that we couldn't have planned, that is, God has brought our way, and something that we really have high hopes for as those relationships continue to grow in the future.
That's amazing. So tell us, how can the church pray for you? What's going on? What can we lift up to the Lord?
Yeah. So a couple of praises. One's kind of a sad mixed praise. We had one of the ruling elders from Covenant, our mother church, my sending church, who's been with us for a year. Just made a tremendous contribution to the work. And their year of service is up. They'll be returning to Covenant at the end of this month. And so we'll feel that loss a bit. But at the same time, Covenant is has elected, and at the end of this month, we'll be ordaining and installing a new ruling elder, and he will be dedicated specifically to being with us at First Street at the very least through the process of particularization over the next couple of years. So we're sad to see one family go and one ruling elder on the ground with me go, but we're praising God that we have a second guy with me now. And also, we're well into the second half now of Tyler Dietrich's year-long internship with us, and that's just been wonderful. Tyler has been an extremely valuable asset to the work, and as we near sort of the end of his period with us, we're starting to think about and plan for how perhaps we could extend his time with us, and look at longer-term roles that he might be able to serve at First Street once his internship has ended. As far as requests, again, I'm sure it's the same as everyone. We're just praying that we would soon get beyond all of the chaos that COVID-19 has created, and get back to some semblance of normalcy, and especially, like I mentioned earlier, to have people back and worshiping together. Very much looking forward to that time. But I think more specifically than to us, we would ask for prayer for our college outreaches, that those would be able to operate effectively and that they would be fruitful. And then especially, we would pray for our ongoing relationship with this Turkish community, that relationship would grow, and that many of them would be brought to see Christ as he truly is revealed to us in the scriptures, and that they would be drawn to him and included in the flock along with the rest of Christ's sheep. So those would be our main requests.
Good. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mike. Thanks. Thanks for your questions and for your interest in your care and everything that you do for our presbytery.